really are sorry that we didn't make it on time. We hope you will be able to forgive us. Let me assure you that in future, even if it means stopping our meetings midstream, to make it on time, we will do so. Please accept my sincerest apologies on that. We basically called you today for one principal issue, so that we, as members of the media, we will basically advise you that the principals of the MDC Alliance met this morning together with the Secretary Generals of the 7 parties in the Alliance to consider a number of issues, the outreach programs that we are engaged in, such as our Alliance rally in Chinhoyi this Sunday, the Alliance rally in Crossdete in Mat North next Saturday, and the Alliance rally in Plumtree the following day on the Sunday, and the week thereafter the Alliance rallies in Gweru and then Kwekwe. And we basically adopted and endorsed those programs, which means that basically each and every weekend we will be having star rallies in different parts of the country, both rural and urban, as we intensify our campaign as we move closer to the election. However, the most important thing that we considered today was the issue of the candidacy of the Alliance for this year's presidential election. You will all know that in the Alliance agreement, we had agreed that President Tsvangirai will be our candidate in the election. And with his said passing away, we have had to agree as the MDC Alliance on his replacement and another candidate. I am happy to announce that the MDC Alliance principals unanimously agreed in terms of the Alliance agreement that Advocate Nelson Chamisa will be our candidate as we go into this election campaign, and that it is our responsibility as the Alliance to ensure that he is elected to be the next president of Zimbabwe, so that we can begin the process of rebuilding our country and addressing all the challenges which have faced our people under ZANU-PF rule. And we believe that he has all the credentials, young as he might be. He has the experience. I happen to have presided many years ago, early in 2000, at the youth MDC Youth Congress held at the University of Zimbabwe, when I had just been elected Secretary General of the United MDC, when he was elected to chair the youth a very long time ago. So don't be fooled by his age. He is a seasoned politician. He is experienced. He has been with the people practically all of his adult life. And we are thrilled and happy that he is the person that we are putting forward to the people of Zimbabwe, so that he can provide us with the requisite leadership to rebuild our country. So I would like that he says a few words to you this afternoon, speaking for the first time as the official formal candidate of the MDC Alliance, the 2018 harmonized elections will include the presidential, the parliamentary, and the local government elections. Congratulations, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, President Nue, for the formal introduction to all the principals here present. I see President Tambara. I wish to acknowledge you, President Kuchutu, President Biti, and on my immediate left, President Nue once more, and our Secretary General, Douglas Munzora. Yes, other leaders, our organizing secretary here, President Washibaya. I wish to formally accept and thank my fellow partners and principals in the Alliance for endorsing my candidature. It's coming at a time when I'm expected to fill in the shoes of a giant, an icon, Dr. Richard Morgan Tsvangirai. He was our best foot forward. I'm being asked to carry over that legacy. I will not be able to fill in the shoes, but together we'll try our best to make sure that we give Zimbabwe a fighting chance. We are a young country. A young country requires a young leadership. We are a modern country. A modern country requires modern approaches to our politics, and our pledge is new politics. Our pledge is to give ZANU-PF a very decent treatment in this election by making sure that we accompany them to resting, because they deserve that. They've been in office for 27 years, and there's nothing to show for it for our country. So yes, thank you very much, fellow principals. I want to thank the people of Zimbabwe for a lot of support. We've been receiving messages of solidarity, and we want to thank the people of Zimbabwe. It's game on, this 2018. I'm ready, we are ready. We are going to give it our best shot, and I can assure you that it's going to be an election of a lifetime. This is the election of all elections. An election to end the queues in the banks, an election to end your problems and your worries, an election to stop the harassment. And I must apologize to any other harassment that our journalists have been subjected to. Apologies can never be enough. When we are on the wrong side of what is expected to be perfect approaches to things, we must apologize. And I'm going to look into it because I think there's a bigger problem than I imagined. So I will make sure that that issue is sorted out once and for all. I want to thank you. I was just asked to say a few words. I thought that mine was just to come and accompany Professor Nue as he announces. But yes, this is not a manifesto launch, so I can't go into policy. But we are ready in terms of policies. In fact, our chairperson for the policy committee, Babiti, has been working on our blueprint that we are going to give to the people of Zimbabwe. So we are ready in terms of policies, we are ready in terms of our diplomatic drive, particularly in the context of the AU summit, where Zimbabwe is a key subject. We are also ready in terms of our rollout program, as has already been said by President Nube. So yes, thank you very much for your time. We always appreciate your indulgence, and thank you for all the support and for factually reporting about our circumstances and our hopes and aspirations for our country. God bless you.
Thank you very much. We will take a few questions, Comrade Chiwai, if perhaps we take three for now. Three, maximum 6, no more than 6 questions.
It's privilege. Okay. As the MDC Alliance, the decision has been made. What is going to be the rallying point as you face off against President Mnangagwa in the 2018 elections?
Take 2 more before.
Any more questions? Comment.
Professor Nule, the Rainbow Coalition leader My Joyce Mujuru hinted that she's willing to engage and join your alliance. Have you started the engagement, and what is the process so far?
Thank you.
Anyone else? Then SLY, sister.
As a follow-up question to the first one, the trump card when the MDC came into power was Mugabe must go. That was the trump card that was being used. Now that Mugabe is gone, what is it really that you are saying this is what we are campaigning for? Mugabe is gone.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's just try and answer these three. I'll answer the second question and ask the other principals to assist in the other question. In respect of the issues around the Rainbow Coalition, of course, the first caveat is that we are not able to negotiate in public. It is unprincipled to seek basically to engage through the media. However, I can say that this is a matter that we have actively debated as the Alliance, including at today's meeting, and we have reaffirmed our commitment to work with all the other alliance groupings, the Rainbow Coalition, CODE as well, that we are prepared to sit down with them, to continue to sit down with them with a view to finding common ground that will enable us to be on one and the same side when we confront ZANU-PF in the coming elections. I can't give you details because it is not appropriate, but at both the highest levels we will seek to engage because time is of the essence. At our negotiators level we will seek to engage and hope that we can rapidly get to some understanding and some agreement so that we can work together. So that is work in progress. We are willing, we are open-minded, and we would like to work with the Rainbow Coalition, we would like to work with CODE. We hope that we will be able to find common ground on the issues that have eluded us in the past, because we have engaged each other in the past and we've been unable to find common ground on some of the issues. But an election is 5 months away. It will probably be proclaimed during the month of April. So we don't have a lot of time in that regard. But it is work in progress. And as the MDC Alliance, we are committed to working with both the Rainbow Coalition and CODE as a coalition as well. Comrade Biti, is there any of the other questions you might wish to?
Yes, thank you, President Ngube. Let me join Comrade Ngube in expressing our joy that we have unanimously chosen Advocate Chamisa to be the Alliance candidate in the 2018 election. This is going to be a very critical election for Zimbabweans, a very critical election for our country which is in a major transition. This is the first election in 20 years that the name Robert Mugabe will not be on the ballot paper. Regrettably, it is also the first election in which the founder of our democracy, Comrade Dr. Mokengucha Changirai, will also not be on the ballot paper. But we believe that in Nelson Chamisa, we will be able to complete what we started many years ago when we gathered in Chitungwiza on the 26th of January 2000 and had the inaugural Congress of the MDC. And when we gathered in Chitungwiza, it was never about Robert Mugabe per se. It was about changing the lives, transforming the lives of ordinary Zimbabweans. It was about achieving a true independence and true liberation. It was about finishing the unfinished business of the liberation struggle. It was about ensuring that there are jobs for our people. It was about ensuring that there's rural development for our people. And that is what we will be moving with in 2018. It's time to make a difference. It's time to ensure that Zimbabwe takes its rightful place among the many nations and countries in the world and in the international community. It is about putting a leadership and a team that puts its people first, that respects the constitution, that respects the rule of law, that respects sound and solid government. It's about creating a matrix where the country carries all of us. It's about creating an inclusive and shared state, and that is what we are going to do. This is not a manifesto launch, but I can assure you that we are working on our documents, and very soon, next week, we will be calling you at a certain venue to be decided, where we will launch the Alliance Free Zimbabwe document on our demands for a free and fair election pursuant to the SADC meeting, the African Union meeting that is going to be held in Addis very soon. We are busy polishing up our policy documents, which are exciting us very much. We've just concluded internal issues around our logos and symbols through our chair for communications, Professor Walshman Mube. We are going to run a fantastic campaign, an inclusive campaign, which will be in sharp contrast to our opponents. And a campaign that shows that we are ready, we are capable, the Zimbabweans know us, Zimbabweans trust us, and we want to complete what we started. We want to respect the legacy of Comrade Mock and Richard Changirai and the thousands of people that have died in the name of our struggle, the likes of Tondera Indira, the likes of Chiminya, the likes of Lenmo Judah Jongwe. So we're very excited. And as I said before, in Nelson Chamisa, I think that we have the leader of the moment, the leader of the times, and the leader that will carry us through this transition as we move from one difficult place to a new Zimbabwe, the Canaan that we dreamed of when we launched our party in 1999 and at our first Congress in 2000, Chitumbi's Aquatic Complex.
Thank you. Comrade Jambara, want to add anything?
I just wanted to thank you very much. First of all, let me add my voice and say that we agreed that Comrade Chamisa should lead us. There was unanimity amongst us. There was no question of anyone thinking otherwise. So we're pleased that we have a young leader who is going to lead us to victory in the coming elections. Having said that, when we said Mugabe must go, it was not because we just hated his personality. We're talking of Mugabe as a system, a rotten system that was using ZANU-PF, to cause suffering amongst our people. So yes, we talked about Mugabe as the embodiment of that system, but in fact, he has not gone. Mugabe is still there. When you look at Mnangagwa, you're seeing Mugabe. When you look at the leadership that is there, you're seeing Mugabe. So no, we have not finished our revolution to remove Mugabe. Mugabe must go. He still must go. He's thinking the way that he has run the country, that he has ruined the country, and it can only go under a new leadership that is led by Chamisa. Thank you.
Come on, Conchita.
Yeah, Zimbabwe is a Christian nation. And as a Christian party, we're more than happy that we're talking of a pastor gunning for the presidency. And we are not just talking of a pastor, but we're talking of a young, vibrant, charismatic leader. And when you're a God-fearing person, you listen to your people. When you're a God-fearing leader, you respect your people. when you're a God-fearing leader, you're a good shepherd of what God has given you. And when you're talking of what God has given us, we're talking of Zimbabwe. We're talking of what we have in our hands. So really, as a Christian party, we are overjoyed with what has happened, and we add our voice to support the ideas.
Right, I'll ask Comrade Chamisa to say a few things on the, just hang on 1 second. There's the question on the rallying point. I'll ask Comrade Chamisa to answer that one.
Thank you, President Mube. I will just try to combine the rallying point and also the issue of Mugabe's must go. There's been a misnomer that our message has been predicated upon the Mugabe must go mantra. It was a slogan, but it was not the message. The message was to do with collapsing a system. Mugabe, the system beyond personality. So our fight has never been personal with Mr. Mugabe. The exit of Mr. Mugabe is not the exit of the system. In fact, we managed to deal with a dictator, but not dictatorship. And this is our gravamen and our complaint with Mr. Mnangagwa, because he has perpetuated lock, stock, and barrel the Mugabe politics. And this is our rallying point. Our politics is new. Mr. Mnangagwa's politics is old. Our policies are new and fresh. Mr. Mnangagwa's approach is sterile and antiquated. Our politics is going to give Zimbabwe a fighting chance in terms of transformation, opportunity, and prosperity. Those things you can't find in Mr. Mnangagwa. In fact, he has been the opposite of those things we are providing. So our rallying point is very clear. We are transforming the nation. We are transforming societies. We are transforming generations. But more importantly, we are giving every Zimbabwean an opportunity. Those in the diaspora and those in Zimbabwe. We are giving journalists the opportunity to thrive. That is our platform. Our rallying point, transformation, opportunity, and prosperity. And I can assure you that those things can never be delivered from a sloganeering point. Mr. Mnangagwa has promised change, but has failed to deliver change. We are not going to promise change. We will deliver it. That is the difference.
Thank you very much.
Last three. Comrade Zulu.
Thank you for the opportunity to ask a question. In 2000, which has been always the reference point, we understood that the MDC was about labor, it was about students, it was about peasants, it was about the working class. It also included to grow the economy. But along the way, we have seen the MDC moving to the right. And we've had clashes with some of your alliance partners like ZCTU in terms of the policies which were being pursued, the economic policies. And at the moment, we haven't had a loud call against the establishment or the operation of the special economic zones, which will actually be making sweatshops. And we have not had the alliance speaking to those issues. Are we now in a position where we are going to have 50 shades of neoliberals debating on issues all to the right of our politics?
Thank you for the essay.
There was mention of lobbying for reforms at SADC and AU, and I understand some of the major reforms, like you rightly mentioned, would be the issue to do with the violence or state-sponsored violence and so forth, militarization of institutions. How is the MDC Alliance trying to sell this position when they were presented with the opportunity when the military intervened in politics, and the position taken was more like to endorse the process? How would the MD sell them the idea to the AU when they seem to have stood in support of an unconstitutional procedure at that moment?
And my friend.
All right, thank you.
Number three.
Given the fact that the rigging of election narrative has been with us for the past 17 years, which assurance are you giving to the electorate so that they can be motivated to go and participate in this year's election?
Mr. Chairman, can I take the fourth and fifth one?
If you please.
Ms. Manyani.
Okay, thank you very much. As an alliance, are you confident that the sticking points in the electoral playing field have been addressed?
And last one.
Okay, I would like to know whether the sticking points is the terminology used, which have been written about by us on the MDCT and Miss Coupe have been solved.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, and thank you for those questions. I'll start at the other end. Comrade Dambara, wish to answer any of them?
I long for the day when I see my President Chamisa answering questions together with Munangagwa. Then I'll begin to think that there is some change in the thinking of the new or old government. But as long as they deny us space, as long as they monopolize the airwaves, surely you cannot say that the electoral system has been democratized. So there's a lot that needs to be changed, and there's a lot of genuineness that needs to be shown on the part of the government.
Thank you, President Dambara. Comrade Richard.
Yeah, I could speak a bit on the issue of the press, because I'm sure it's one of the sticky issues. I mean, access to the press does not necessarily mean equality, because I'm sure you know those other days when we had an election where the person like Tekere, he would also appear on television, but they would make sure that they come up with the worst part of his speech, where he would be like stammering. And then midway they close his mouth, and then everyone says, how can we be ruled by such a guy? They go for the worst coverage. So already we need a real leveled playing field, not something that might be fake.
Thank you very much, Comrade BT. Are we neoliberals? Are we clashing with the ZCTU? Are we silent on special economic zones?
Yes, thank you, Prof. I want to make it very clear that the alliance is a social democratic construct. And I think if you listen very carefully to President Chamisa, you heard our priorities. I call them to myself: transformation, opportunities, and prosperity. There is and I am glad my friend Masimba is here. I didn't know you were now a journalist, but it's good to see you. We are very, very clear on what needs to be done in this economy. So when you read our documents, you will see that we have made job creation the centerpiece of our economic program of transformation. Because jobs are that link, that nexus between growth and development. And we want to grow this economy. And we have already made it clear in some of our speeches and in some of our writings that given the population implosion, a population that is growing, a population that will double by the year 2045, it means we have to grow this economy to keep pace with the growth in the population. We have to grow jobs to keep pace in the economy. Growing jobs will mean the requirement of massive foreign direct investment. Growing jobs will mean that we will require savings which are at least 50% of GDP, like China. And that's the model that we intend to pursue. The economists here, like Comrade Masimba, we also intend basically to construct our way out of this crisis. So there will be massive capital injection in infrastructure. When we mentioned the figure of $15 billion, people thought it's just a slogan. It's not. It's the amount of money which we have quantified we are going to require for the transformation of the infrastructure in this country. And I'm talking about building electricity capacity of 4,000 megawatts. I'm talking about paving the almost 100 1,000 kilometers of road in this country. I'm talking about dams, I'm talking about railways, and so forth. Massive infrastructure. We are basically going to construct our way